Good evening. I welcome to yet another session. Yeah, Hem. Yeah, Gana. I'll answer your questions. Yes. So, yet another session. Tuesday, 9 p.m. IST. Okay, so we have these sessions. The Ask Me Anything sessions. Okay. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So today we are going to talk about the different kinds of milks which has been mentioned in Ayurveda. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Okay, normally we say Ashtakshira. 8 kinds of milks have been mentioned, for consumption and being used as medicine also in Ayurveda. So before we get into detail about each and every milk, we'll try to see the general properties and what has been told about milk. Okay, so here we go. So, what is milk? Milk is in Sanskrit, it is basically called kshira. And if you look at, milk is being produced by a mother to nourish the child, and it is actually the essence of the whole body of the mother. Whatever metabolic functions happen in the mother, the essence of that is breast milk. Okay, so it is a very important thing. So, and uh, it is sweet in taste, and that sweet in taste is what kids are normally habituated from birth. And drinking milk is something which every child is habituated from birth, and that's the reason why in the Indian culture, at least, we continue drinking milk. Okay, now let's see the properties of milk. It is swadu, that means it is sweet. It is snigdham. It has got oil. Okay, that's the reason why we converted that into curd, churn, and take butter out of it, make ghee. It has got fat in it. It is snigdha. It is dhatu vardhakam. It increases or it improves the quality of your body, every tissue of your body. It is vata pittahara. It is basically, it is nourishing. That's why it's vatahara, and it is also cools the system down. It is pittahara. And then what? It is Vrishim. It is aphrodisiac. You would have seen, as far as culture, Indian culture, you would have seen people drinking milk before they go to bed because it can also help you sleep well. Okay. And it increases kapha. It is shleshmanam. It is heavy. Every milk. Okay. Yes, there are certain milks which are light, but by and large, milk is heavy. Okay, it is Sheetalam, it cools the body, and it is Ojasyam. It increases the Ojas in the sense the glow of your body actually goes up because all the tissues are nourished. You get better. Your immunity also goes up if you are somebody who consumes milk on a regular basis. Now, what there are different kinds. As I said, 8 milks have been mentioned in Ayurveda. Okay, you can see. Okay, the human, cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, camel, elephant, horse or donkey, because it's basically called ekashapha, or uh, animals with single hoof. Okay, cows and all you would have seen they have got double hoof. Horses and donkeys have got single hoof. So horse and donkey milk has been classified under Ekashapa. So 8 different kinds of milks have been mentioned. Let us quickly try to see the qualities of each milk and try to understand the difference. Okay. So these milks are being used as medicine and in different conditions as food and medicine. Now, cow's milk. It is supposed to be the best milk which is available apart from human milk. Okay, so whenever you see a reference of kshira or milk in any part of Ayurveda where they have not mentioned which milk you are supposed to take, it is understood that it is cow's milk. So only kshira, when they say it is cow's milk. When you say only ghirta or ghee, it is only cow's ghee. When you say only taila or oil, it is what do you call gingerly oil or sesame oil, til ka tel. Otherwise, you have to specifically say, okay, castor oil or coconut oil. If it's only oil, it is sesame oil. Likewise, if we say only milk, it is cow's milk. Okay, it is best to sustain life. It is called Jeevaniya. Okay, So it strengthens as just other milks also. It strengthens all the tissues. It actually promotes your intelligence also. It is medhya. It increases your strength. And one very important thing of that is, it also improves breast milk. One very important thing about cow's milk is, it it pacifies your hunger and the thirst at the same time. Okay, and that's why we consider milk, as cow's milk especially, as superfood, because it can take care of your hunger and your thirst at the same time. Now, when compared to buffalo's milk, when compared to cow's milk, buffalo's milk is much heavier. Okay, so when a person's got excessive hunger, buffalo's milk is advised, and also in sleeplessness. Okay, in anidra, when the person is finding it difficult to sleep, we give buffalo's milk. Cow's milk is also given, but cow's milk is not basically to handle the condition sleeplessness. For a person who actually sleeps decently well, really well, if you give him cow's milk at bedtime, that cow's milk will actually help him stay sleeping. Okay, it is not, if the person's got sleeplessness, cow's milk is not good or doesn't work that well, you have to go for buffalo's milk. So that's the difference as far as sleep goes. Okay, now goat's milk. Goat milk is very light. Okay, and it is good for fevers, breathing issues, and diarrhea also. So why we say goat's milk is very light? And it's got extreme medicinal qualities because it consumes each and every leaf. There are very few leaves that goats don't eat. Okay, it eats every leaf. Plus it drinks very little water, and it is somebody who is very active and jumps around, so the goat, the milk which is secreted from the goat, also has got a lot of medicinal qualities, and it is also light and easy to digest. Okay, now camel milk is slightly hot. You know that it lives in the hot region. It is exposed to too much of heat. The milk also, and it does not drink too much of water. Okay, it can survive without water, so the milk also becomes slightly hot. Okay, and the taste wise, all of the milk, we said it is sweet. This is also sweet, but it's also got a slight salty taste. It reduces vata. Okay, it is basically not very heavy, and it is basically good for conditions where you have got water retention in the body, and also for hemorrhoids. Okay, this milk, yeah, mostly in places like Rajasthan and all, people do consume camel's milk. Now, human milk. Okay, human milk, yes, as you know, it is good for a human baby. Apart from that, it is also good for eye diseases, where we make medicines with breast milk, and also breast milk is directly poured into the eyes when the person has got conjunctivitis and other things. Okay, so uh, so that's what. So it's also, it can be used for in the eyes, and also nasi also we do. It can be poured inside the nose also. Sheep. Sheep is, we see, if people who have consumed sheep milk, which I have tasted once, it is not tasty at all. Even Ashtanga says very clearly that it is not milk which is very tasty. It is hot in potency. Okay, it reduces vata, and sometimes it can also, because it is too, it can cause sometimes hiccups and other issues too. Okay, now, elephants, as just the way the size of the elephant is, you see elephant milk is also strength promoting, and it creates heaviness in the body. So horse or donkey milk, if you look at that, it is very light. Okay, it is hot in potency also. It reduces vata. Okay, especially when people come with pain or stiffness and numbness in the legs and hands, what you call donkey's milk is something which is prescribed. Okay, and it is slightly salty in taste. So these are basically the properties of milk. Okay, so by and large, Ayurveda, if not in a disease conditions, it says that the best milk to consume is cow's milk. Okay, and the milk which is actually closest to human is goat's milk. So in the absence of breast milk, cow's milk is not, that has been mentioned. Goat's milk is a substitute for absence of breast milk. Okay, so you can start asking your questions. I'll start getting into one by one. Okay, so I see a few questions. Hem Vaidya, a session on LED lights. I don't know what session I can take on LED lights. One thing, the reason for diseases. Hina mithya adimatrakaha. Okay, kalartha karmanam yogo hina mithya adimatraka. So kala is seasons. Okay, artha is your senses. Karma is all the activities you do. So seasons, when you have got seasons, in the rainy season, if it doesn't rain, or it rains too much, or it rains in a different season, okay. So it can happen. Likewise, even when you overuse, underuse, or misuse your senses. In your case, your eyes. Some people, when it is being misused. So I would say that you should be wearing protective glasses. There are some yellow glasses are available when you're doing night riding, so that the bright light from any vehicle is actually filtered. So if you're exposed to something which you cannot stand, you will definitely fall sick. Okay, so it's always good for you to use a yellow glasses which are available. Driving glasses are available, and apart from that, you can also, I think, probably do exercises and take medicines which can strengthen your eyes. Okay, namaskaram. Okay, can your scalp treatment oil be used on kids? Yes, I would say from the age of 8, 9, yes, you can. Okay, and if those children have got a little bit of boils and things on the skin also, it's fine, you can use the oil. But I would say let the child be at least 7, 8. Okay, and don't apply it too much. Little bit of oil will actually do for the kid. Yes, you can use it. Does wheat rava have any sugar in it? Is it better than rice for diabetes people? Right? Or see, wheat and rice. It depends. See, it depends from person to person. There are people who are used to eating wheat. There are people who are used to eating rice. Okay, so I would say, in my opinion, if you are eating rice, yes, you should cook rice and then you should strain the water out. So it's better to go for parboiled rice rather than going for raw rice. Okay, parboiled rice might be slightly reddish in color. You cook the rice, you strain the water out of it. That means you're removing the excess starch from it, and then that rice can be consumed in moderation. Okay, rather than consuming whole wheat. Okay, if you're making rava, if you're making something with rava also, or goduma rava, you can actually strain the water out, so you lose a little bit of starch. But I would say this is only a small thing as far as diabetes management goes. See, they're taking the medicine on time, and physical activity is very, very, very important. Okay, food, yes, I do agree. As long as they don't take direct sugars, it is manageable. But don't actually overdo with rice or even with wheat. Okay. This is a good question, Kim. See, the reason why goat's milk is supposed to be superior is just because of this reason. Okay, it is, it is light, and since a goat consumes every most of the leaves, we say, there is one leaf which the goat does not eat. Okay, and that is called adatoda. Okay, Adatoda Vasika, or Vasa, which is called in Sanskrit. The reason with the botanical name is Adatoda Vasika, and the name Adatoda is a South Indian word. Ada means goat, Toda means it doesn't touch. A leaf which the goat doesn't touch. Okay, so most of the leaves, and so the milk of the goat is supposed to be extremely medicinal, and it is easy to digest. So a person who is diarrhea, I'll tell you, when the person is going through the bout of diarrhea, we don't give goat's milk. Okay, after the diarrhea, in the sense you see that the undigested things and all the problems have gone, and for the person to actually regain strength from diarrhea, only we give goat's milk, not when the bout is on, so extremely denourished the person becomes after diarrhea, goat's milk is indicated. Okay, and even fever, not when the fever is there, after the fever the person recovers from fever. And you see breathing issues, yes, if it is vatika, if the person needs strength, goat milk can be given. Other milks are not indicated in breathing issues or cough. Goat milk, yes, you can have. Dulina Dulran. Okay. Bone density. Okay. I would say when you look at bone density, if you're looking at the calcium part of it, okay, I would say cow's milk would be the best thing. Some people say buffalo's milk. If you are in a country, if you're in a place which is very hot, like Rajasthan, they drink camel's milk. I would say camel's milk is also okay with you. But I don't know what you exactly mean by see bone density. You want to increase. You want to probably look at osteoporosis and how to handle osteoporosis, right? I would say, if you're somebody who does exercise moderately, okay, your muscles will get stronger. So when your muscles are stronger, the strain on the bone is lower. The bone will get time for it to repair itself, recover, and then increase its bone density. So it's not only about milk. Yes, milk is very, very good. Okay, cow's milk, I would say. Apart from that, see that you eat the right kind of food on time, okay, right quantity, and you also take proper sleep, because bone is the sthana of vata, and the quality of bone goes down when your vata actually goes up. That means when you actually don't sleep a lot, or when you are undernourished. So you cannot be undernourished and you cannot be sleep deprived. These two things, if you take care of, your bone density will automatically improve. Sophia, it's a good question. How much milk can one consume per day? Normally speaking, we would say 2 glasses of milk when you become an adult. But as a child, the child normally survives on milk. That's the reason why we consider milk to be superfood, because milk, when a baby, when a baby is crying, when it is hungry, it drinks milk. When it's thirsty, it drinks milk. When it is angry, it drinks milk. When it is sad, it drinks milk. So milk is something which can actually take care of not only. So that's why, see, you saw that, right? That it's something that can take care of your hunger and thirst at the same time. There aren't many things. I don't know any other thing that is there or not. That's the reason why Ayurveda considers milk as a superfood. Okay, so how much can you consider as a person who is also consuming solid foods? Then probably you can stop yourself at about might be 300 ml to 400 ml per day, divided into two, morning one and evening, maybe 200 ml in the morning and 200 ml in the evening. See that it really digests well. Okay. Hi, Marcia. Ayurveda, it is something which promotes milk, and it is pro milk. Okay, and when it says milk, it is basically more focused on cow's milk rather than other milk. Other milks are normally given, if that is the one that grows around you and you are from that land, so probably up in the hill you might get more of goat or sheep milk. I can't tell you to drink cow's milk. Okay, if you're in the desert, you might be getting access to camel milk, you can drink that. Okay, but by and large, when Ayurveda says about milk, it is cow's milk. Okay, and coffee, Ayurveda does not mention too much about coffee. And if you feel that a little bit of coffee in moderation is fine, well, there are a lot of studies which say that drinking 4 cups of black coffee is good for the liver. I'm not very sure about that. Probably it might be good for the liver, but I'm very sure it is not good for the stomach, and it is not very good for the heart also, because it increases the palpitation. Okay, and it keeps you awake also. So coffee too much is not good. In moderation, once in a while is actually fine. And the last thing, should you avoid mixing fruit and milk. Most of the fruit which are there, are sour. They have got a sour taste into it, and sour and milk does not go together. So normally you will see in Ayurveda that we say that mixing milk and any fruit or is basically considered to be viruddha, or the combination is not nice. And I would say don't mix things, even food wise. Sometimes when we go out for dinner, 10 friends, when we order food, we 10 people order 10 different things, and they say this is tasty, eat this, this is tasty, eat this, and you end up eating everything little bit, little bit, little bit. And once you finish, then you go for the dessert and you eat a fruit salad with ice cream. It sounds all tasty and nice, but once it goes inside, you don't know how they're going to interact. So I would say stick to one thing at a given point of time. Okay, there is no hurry in life, you can eat that the next day. So when you're not sure whether something can be mixed or not, I would say avoid mixing it. Okay, Marcia? How many times can we indulge in sex? Summers, if you look at peak summers, if you look text wise, okay, Ashtanga Hridaya says absolutely no. Okay, you are not supposed to mate during summer seasons because the vata is high, the pitta is high, you are extremely denourished. See, things have changed nowadays. Okay, I don't know what your name is. Hello world. Days, things have changed, that people are not so exposed to the heat and all those things. And in those days you would see that see, right now if it is winter in India or in other parts of the world, it is summer in Australia. Fruits and vegetables come from Australia or from different parts of the world. So you have got access to food and fruits and things which will actually nourish you even during the summers. Note this thing. In those days, those were not there. Okay, so your body was extremely denourished and you will not feel like eating too much. You'll probably drink something and survive. And exercise has been told that you don't have to do exercises during summers. And even sex is not something which has to be done during summers because it will denourish your body. Okay, but if it does not, then it's your choice. But according to Ayurveda, it's not a good thing to have during summers. When they say no exercise, they have also specifically told no sex. Yeah, we are to avoid milk with fish because fish is hot and milk is cold. Okay, so they are different vidya, we call that. Okay, so it's not good to mix both. So fish with butter or cream, I'm not sure, Kim. French make fish a lot with butter and cream sauces. Yeah, so it might be a traditional thing. And as I said, French might be since childhood or since generations and generations, they might be used to taking that. So it might not be a problem for them. But if we who are not used to it start taking it, then we might face some problems. But otherwise, it's not good to have milk with fish. Sophia. Okay, so how long after food can we take milk to avoid viruddha ahara? Okay, normally, if you're having a breakfast, okay, I don't want you to wait too much to have your milk if you're having it after breakfast. Because now, so what happens nowadays is we are too focused and we eat a lot of fermented foods nowadays. And then on top of fermented foods, you might be consuming milk, which might not be a good choice. After post idli dosa and all those things might not be a good choice. But if you are taking food which is prepared then and there, which are not fermented, I would say, your lunch can follow with milk. You can just drink milk on top of your lunch. Absolutely, so that it goes in one go. Okay. At night, if you want to take, you have your dinner, and just before you're going to bed, you can have a glass of milk and then go to bed. Okay. For vegetarians, as I said, if you don't want to consider milk as vegetarian, milk is very good in summers. Ghee is very good in summers. Most of the vegetables which you get in the market is good. Okay. And all dals are actually good for you. Okay, rice is good for you. Anything which is sweet. Okay, sweet doesn't mean sweetened food like laddu, jalebi, and all those things. Rice is sweet, dal is sweet. All those things are extremely good for you in summer. Coconut water, which it is the perfect fit for summer. Okay, it is liquidy. It has got the snigdha. That means it has got the sliminess. It is actually energy giving. So coconut water is something very good. And rice, after you take the water out of the rice, that strained water, kanji we call that, is extremely good to consume during summers. And whatever vegetable you get, you can have, and whatever fruit you get, you can have. Everything in moderation, because your digestion might not be that good. Uh, I see. I would advise them. It all depends upon why, Sophia. Why are they going to the gym? If they are going to the gym to build a body, bodybuilding is, in my opinion, is not about. It's not exercise. It is a sport. Okay. Then the kind of food you eat and the kind of things you do are entirely different. But if you're going to the gym for exercise, to basically stay healthy, then I would eat your traditional seasonal food and go and do your gym. Okay, don't focus too much on the amount that you want to eat too much of protein or too much of fat or cut down too much of carbs. All those things, in my opinion, is not very good. You eat what you eat traditionally, but eat on time. Okay, and most importantly, when you're somebody who does exercise, see that you get proper rest. Okay, if you don't get rest, don't go to the gym or don't do any exercise per se. Okay, a gym is not something which is, I don't consider that superior when compared to doing exercise at home. But if you're somebody who's doing exercises regularly, see that you also sleep well. Anita, urticaria is basically itching of the body, okay? And I rather there's a condition called Shita Pitta, where, see, without the presence of sliminess, we call it, without the presence of kapha, you will not get itching, okay? And that kind of itching, urticaria. It's mild itching when your skin stretches, when it is too dry, also you get it. That's a different condition altogether. So this urticaria should be managed, okay? Turmeric based medicines are actually very, very good for this kind of urticaria, because turmeric is heat to the body. Okay, some people consume turmeric milk at bedtime for a long period of time. If not under a medical, if not under a prescription, I don't recommend you to consume golden milk continuously like that, because it is too hot for the body, and longer duration, higher doses, turmeric is bad for the liver. Okay, bear it in mind. Okay, that's the reason why, and it is uncooked, the powder. That's the reason why we add only a little bit of turmeric into food which is cooked. A little bit of turmeric on a daily basis is fine. So that is more than enough. It's all cumulative. Okay, so urticaria is, normally we give Hridaya Khandam. There's a medicine called Hridaya Khandam. We mix it with honey and give. But it is very important to see that you avoid a lot of things. Like anything fermented has to avoid. Milk and milk products are avoided. Non-veg is avoided. Jaggery is avoided. Okay, in such conditions until you become okay. So for that, if you have got severe urticaria, I think it's always good for you to go and consult a doctor. Piercing ear, we say that there is a spot which activates your intellect in the ear, and that is being pierced so that you are open to knowledge. Okay, in those days, if you notice, knowledge was passed hearing, and it's called, even the Vedas have got a name, Shruti. Shruti means you only hear. There was no writing. At a later point of time, only people started documenting and writing. So this actually opens up your intellectual channel. So it is good if you do your ear piercing, and ear piercing has been common to men and women in India, because that is how you are. Okay, yeah, that sense is opened. That's a good question. I don't think so. Okay, you will never become super. It all depends upon what your definition of superhuman is. Okay, I don't think you'll become a superhuman if you become celibate. Okay, brahmacharya is has been sometimes completely misunderstood as complete celibacy. Brahmacharya just means Brahma is the ultimate knowledge and Charya is travel. So your travel towards self-awareness of or the highest conscious is basically Brahmacharya. And if sex becomes a hindrance, then they have asked you to avoid it. If you working and making money is a hindrance, that also you have to avoid it. So whatever becomes a hindrance is something which you have to avoid. So just by being celibate, I don't think you'll become a superhuman, but you know that is one easy way to come into the what you call the path of self knowledge, but I don't think it will make you a superhuman. Yeah, Anita, I've understood. I think urticaria, as I said, it is always good for you to consult a doctor so that, your condition, your prakriti right now, and what went wrong, all those things he will be able to catch when you go through a proper consultation. And, avoiding the causative factor is very, very important. Medicines, that's not the only thing that works, it's ahara, vihara, vichara, and then aushadha. Aushadha or medicine treatment is the last or the least important thing as far as the order goes. First thing is your food, second thing is your lifestyle, third thing is your attitude, the way your thought process and all those things. Then comes medicine. Okay. Can we eat amla daily? Yes, you can have amla daily. When you look at things that can be consumed daily, Ashtanga Hridaya gives a list. In that, milk is there, ghee is there, amla is there, pomegranate is there, okay, moong is there. So it is something which you can have on a daily basis. Can tender water be consumed regularly? Daily? Best time to consume it also. Yes, Gana, it is not something which you should consume 365 days. Summers, yes, you can. And if the season slowly starts becoming cool, I think it is always good for you to avoid it. And people who have got, you know, imbalance of sodium potassium, you should be very careful when you drink coconut water. And elderly people, normally I advise them to take one coconut per day during the summers, but I don't ask them to drink it directly. I ask them to actually dilute it 50-50. If you get 500 ml of coconut water, add 500 ml of water into it, dilute it a little bit, and then consume it, because sometimes it might be too strong for people to digest. Okay, so in summers, yes, you can have it, but that doesn't mean that you should overdo it. Okay, and if you have got cold, yes, it increases the cold, so you can avoid it. Which brand Jaggery? I don't know which brand Jaggery is good. I'm not very sure about it. But one thing what Ayurveda says is, if you can wait for a year, okay, if Jaggery is old, is 1 year old, it becomes better. Otherwise, it increases the sliminess of the body and it is not that good for health. If you can keep it for a year and then have it, it becomes better. Yeah, Sophia Datta. Muscular dystrophy is somewhere an autoimmune condition where the person has muscle loss. Okay, it is progressive, and yes, we have seen very good. I don't say that we will be able to cure the person, but with Ayurveda treatments, first of all, what we the progress can be extremely slowed down. That is one thing which we have seen through Ayurvedic treatments. But I don't say that muscular dystrophy is something which we can cure. With our treatment, all Vatahara treatments, it's basically Vata, destruction is happening faster than normal. So we can try to slow it down. Yeah, Nidhi Bhagat. Can we do Abhyanga in summer also? Okay. If you go to Ashtanga Hridaya Dinacharya, that means a daily duty, it says Abhyangam Acharet Nityam. Nityam means every day. Every day, so including summers, every day you can do Abhyanga, you can apply oil on the body. You have to, is what they meant, you can apply body on your body and take a shower. Okay. So the best oil for Abhyanga is basically tilka tel, sesame oil. Okay, that should be the best oil. If you look at medicated oil, all season oil would be Dhanvantaram Tailam, which is available in the market. You can apply on the body, massage it gently, wait for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and take a shower in warm water. irrespective of whatever season, you you can take an abhyanga, no problem. Brahmi is said to be very good for memory. How can I would say, the best way to take Brahmi is, Brahmi is good for memory, but some food which some food in raw condition also is amazing for memory, and that is ghee. Dhi, dhriti, smriti. Okay, agni. For all these four things, the best thing is ghee. That means for your buddhi, for your intellect, for your memory, and all those things, nehi or ghee is very good. So the best way to take brahmi is not to mix brahmi powder with ghee. You get medicated brahmi ghrita, we call that. That, in my opinion, would be really good for you, because the brahmi is improves your memory, boosts your intelligence, and the substance in which that is being processed also is very good. So brahmi ghrita, in my opinion, is the best choice. What do you eat, in the sense, what do I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? If that's what you want to know, okay. As much as possible, I don't eat idli, dosa, bread, bun, cake, biscuits, fermented foods for breakfast. Okay, not in other meals also. Okay, so I am somebody who says, I don't want I eat something which is made fresh. So it could be upma, it could be putta, it could be idiyappam, it could be goduma dosa, it could be roti, whatever is made then and there, very little. Okay, and then I also drink a cup of milk. And then for lunch, I have a little bit of rice, dal, sabji. Okay, and it's not a very, very, very lavish thing. That's all. And I finish my meal with buttermilk, which is, again, I mix with rice and have. Evening, I don't drink. Sometimes when I'm slightly tired, I drink half a cup, a little bit of black tea. Night, I have one chapati, sabji, a little bit of dal, and then I have a little bit of milk at bedtime. That's all my food is. But I see that fruit very rarely I have. I see that I actually have the vegetable which comes is seasonal. Okay. Uh, After doing Abhyanga, my father lost weight, and now he's concerned, should he stop? Losing weight is something. When you do Abhyanga, what happens is, when you are massaging the body, sometimes people lose weight, and it is sometimes fat and not muscle. Okay, most of the time it is fat, and it all depends upon his energy levels, I would say. If he is feeling extremely tired, then I would say you have to reduce the time of massage and the pressure which you do when you do Abhyanga. Just apply oil and just give a gentle rub, ask him to wait for some time, and then give him a bath in warm water. But Abhyanga is actually good as you grow old. Okay. For memory, Bacopa. Bacopa, in my opinion, would be better. Bacopa moneri is the botanical name of Brahmi. So I would say Bacopa would be better, in my opinion. Okay. So Bacopa is near Brahmi, which is found in water, and that is, in Kerala at least, that is considered to Brahmi, considered to be Brahmi. Okay. I would say Bacopa would be better, Kim. Properties of oats, I'm not very sure about the properties of oats, but there are different kinds of studies on oats, where people say oats are not good, some people say oat is good, some people say oat milk is good. So there are a lot of studies. So when you have got varied studies about certain things, and so if you're not somebody who is used to having, or genetically not used to oats, then I would say sometimes it's better you avoid it. Especially me being from India, I instead of going for cornflakes or oat flakes or something like that, I go for rice flakes, poha, because genetically I'm used to it. Okay, I don't have a very, very high opinion about oats personally. Okay. One roti and sabji and dal for dinner is very less. It is more than enough, I'm telling you. It's, again, eating is a habit. If I start eating two chapatis, then I'll be able to eat two. Tomorrow I'll be able to eat three also. So stomach is a muscle which keeps on expanding as you eat. When I mean half my stomach, I think one roti with some sabji and dal will actually fill my stomach, half my stomach. And then and mostly because I've got this live, I go up to 10 o'clock. Otherwise, yeah, by about 10:15 I go to bed. Okay, so, and I don't wait for the food to be completely digested. Ayurveda does not say that. So in my opinion, I'm actually okay with that amount of food. Yeah, Kim, there are, confusing things about oats, and we don't know which is actually true. Sometimes it's so scary that people, when they write, who is sometimes telling that oats is good and who is sometimes telling oats is bad, Just like we see a lot of think about ghee, we used to see before, the ghee is really bad. Now the people say ghee is good. So we don't know which is what. Now people are telling that you have to have, if your body weight, compared to your body weight, you should have 1.2 times, okay, protein. Some people say don't take that much of protein. So who is basically promoting this? It's sometimes very confusing. In my opinion, you need not, for a normal person, you need not have so much of protein. Likewise, I'm not also very sure about Kim. Okay, if you're somebody who's used to having oats, I would say continue that, but be moderate about it. Some people have oats for breakfast, oats for lunch, oats for dinner. I would not recommend that. Nidhi Bhagat, what is the best time to take fruit, and is it okay to take sour and sweet fruits together? The best time to take fruit is always, see, if you look by and large, that's all I can tell you. By and large, fruits actually cool the system down. Okay. And see, Ayurveda says that anything which is cooked is easily cookable. That means anything that is not cooked, comparing to something which is the same thing which is cooked and uncooked. Okay, something which is not cooked is heavy, it takes a longer time to digest. So fruit, when you take which is not cooked, okay, and it also cools the system down, and it is also raw, so it probably takes a longer time to digest. Okay, so it's always good for you to have it during the day rather than after or around sunset. Have it during the day, and I would say have it in the beginning of a meal rather than at the end of a meal. And have one fruit. Don't do go for a fruit salad. Okay, have one fruit at a time. Don't mix a sweet fruit and a sour fruit and a, don't do that. Dulina, long-term gastritis can come in so many ways, I'm telling you. Okay, uh, daily regimes is one thing that is very important. Okay, you can't discount that. Medicines are there, but without knowing what a condition is, it is very difficult to prescribe. So it could be inflammation. It could be also because of your, you have got more of acidity. It could be because sometimes because your digestive capacity is low, or sometimes it could be, you might be also having IBS. So there might be a lot of reasons why you are having gastritis, and can also be there because you are stressed. So without finding the reason, I might not be doing justice by just throwing a few names of few medicines out there. So I would say you can just, in your vicinity or somewhere close by, you can actually go and consult an Ayurvedic doctor, and they will be able to help you, Dolina. Okay. No, I don't consume non-vegetarian food. I'm a pure vegetarian. In the sense, I do consume milk. Okay, and milk in plenty. I was born and brought up with milk. We have cow at home, so we have got access to good milk. Okay. Any other questions? Um, see, it's all, see, you should understand that Brahmi Ghrita is a medicine, and it's always good, but you can have Brahmi Ghrita. I don't say no, don't have it. Yes, you can have, but it depends upon how old you are. If you are an adult, then I would say somewhere between 5 grams to 10 grams at night. Okay, after your dinner, you can have it and then drink a little bit of milk on top of it and go to bed. Absolutely no issues. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have, if there aren't any questions, then we can probably wind up and we can meet next week. And if you've got some questions, you can ask me next week. Okay. Any topic I think would be okay. If I know the answer, I can answer, or I'll say probably I can check and get back to you. Okay. Right time to have dinner. Right time. Now that's again a confusing question. I don't know what you exactly mean by right time. If you are somebody who is ready to sleep early, then the right time to have dinner is before sunset. Okay, that's what our elders used to follow, in the sense, as long as the sun is there, Agni is there, we have got our digestive fire burning here. So have your dinner before sunset, and you should basically go to bed, might be about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Can you afford to do that? If yes, I would say having a dinner before sunset is the best option. But if you're somebody who stays up late, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, and you say, no, my elders used to have at 6:30, I'll also have it at 6:30, and then you sleep only at 12, you're gone. Your body gets denourished because the food gets digested and it's gone. You're still awake, so your metabolism kicks in. You don't put in any food, and you sleep late. Your pitta goes up, your vata goes up, you're gone. So what is the right time depends upon what activity you do, Gana. Okay, I hope I'm putting it very clear. As a thumb rule, 2 hours. I don't know. See, if you notice, Kim, if you have had a decent dinner and you are not engaged, see, that's what, you're not engaged in too much of activities like watching a movie or playing something. If you have had your dinner and you're slowly relaxing, you'll notice that within an hour and a half, you might get a yawn. The body is telling, okay, that means the digestion, the blood supply is actually getting into to digest your food. Blood supply to your brain and all goes down, and they say, it's time for me to sleep. It is a kapha state. Okay, digestion is going on. So, that is the right time to sleep. And if you miss that, you'll notice that suddenly you're again fresh. So always the best time to go to bed is when your body says you have to go to bed. But what happens here is, even after dinner, sometimes we look into a mobile, or we're looking into a screen and having a dinner. We are not there. We are not in connection with the body. Normally what happens after food, you'll see about an hour or hour and a half, and you don't have to wait for your food to be completely digested to go to bed. No. The moment you sleep after your food, might be an hour or so, you still have got a little bit of food which is yet to get digested. Your metabolism slows down. Okay. And that food which is still there to get digested, it will take probably another 6-7 hours for it to get digested. That means there is food in your tummy and you can sleep peacefully throughout the night. But if your stomach is empty, you'll notice that your sleep is not good. Okay. So thank you. I will see you next week with some other topic. Till then, goodbye.